Next case we're going to do is banking. And banking is pretty simple. Pretty much find the NPC. So we're going to create an NPC. And NPC is going to be a banker. So now you gotta do get NPCs, not get, or not get, but closest. And now you write your filter. C is not equal to null. And C dot get name dot equals banker. And I'm gonna check to see if the NPC has action bank. So here, as you see, it has action bank, whereas these, I mean, of course they're different NPCs, but it just has action bank. Import your NPC. Now we do NPC dot interact, and we're gonna do bank. And then we want to sleep until a random amount of time. I'm gonna do about 2 seconds to 3 seconds. So it gives it time to reach the banker and actually bank. Then we want to create a bank object and store that bank instance into it. You import that. Then bank.deposit. We should just do bank.deposit all items. So what that would do is when you trade the banker or you bank the banker, it just presses the get rid of inventory. Oh, I showed. I can't even wear it. But now let's sleep until it finish actually doing that. So we'll just check when the inventory is then empty, then we can break out of this loop. And we will close the bank afterwards, and that will be all for banking. And in case we're going to do, after we bank, we want to go to the spot. So write your log. And so if our player is not walking or moving, then we just wanted to walk or move to the tile that we had created up here, which was tile. So now we sleep until our player is inside of the area. That should be it for going to spot. Now we're going to do our hop. So hopping, I'm going to use a method that I have written down for the other script that I already posted. So I will be just copying and pasting that. But after we hop, 4 to 5 seconds is a good amount of time for it to sleep until you're in the other world. And after you hop, you just kind of want to set everything to false or empty, because you don't want it to carry over all this from the other world. Now let's go ahead and create, or I'm just going to copy and paste it. So I'm going to copy and paste my hop method. So if you guys need it, just pause it now and get it. And while we're down here, I'm going to paste this, which is going to get our next world that we're gonna hop to. And that should be it for a hop. Now we're going to do, I think trading is the last one we got. So trading is very complicated. Like I said before in the beginning, you have to make sure you check at all times what's going on so that it doesn't break. So one problem I keep having is if they're trading outside of the area, I don't know why the code that I'm writing for it isn't really working for it. But if a player trades you and they walk out the area before you can actually trade them, it will not be able to find them and it'll cause an error. So just to let you guys know. So we're gonna check the areas inside of our GE area. So we have players all, and we could just make sure P is not equal to null, and P dot get name dot equals the trader's name, and make sure that the GE area contains that player. Import your player. So make sure you get the java.util for list and then player from Dreambot. Next, we're going to check, make sure that players is not equal to null. So make sure our list isn't null. And then if it's not null, then we want to do whatever's inside of it. So get trade. Check if get trade is not open. It is now open, and then we want to go ahead and trade that player at index 0 because that should be the only person that is returned. So trade with, then sleep until get trade that is open. So we'll sleep until the trade window opens. So after it finishes that, then we also now want to check our trade window, or the first trade window actually. So check if trade get trade dot is open, and you want to put 1 here to mean the first trade window, and we'll write my while loop. So this is going to check if the get trade is open. It's another way to check and put our character to sleep while it waits, and accepted is equal to false. So accepted is a method that I got from Dreambot. The guy who wrote it actually wrote it wrong, so I'm not gonna take credit for it. So it's public boolean accepted, and I'm just going to copy it and paste it in, and I'll explain to you how it works. So make sure you import this. Alright, so it checks to see if the trade is actually still open. So if it's not open, return false. We're creating a widget variable, which we set to null, and then we check our if statement. If our trade window is open, then on the first window, we would check that widget, which is at the bottom when someone presses the other player has accepted the trade or whatever. Then this will become an actual widget and you can interact with it. But if it's not there, it will continue to be null. Same thing with this one, except this will be on the second window. This one is actually on the top when it says the other player has accepted. So once it becomes visible, then you can actually use it. And this if statement right here is just to make sure that our widget is not equal to null, or if it is, then return false so that it doesn't really break our code. And then if all this is true, so W is not equal to null, it is visible, and then if get text to lowercase contains this, which is what it usually says if the other player accepts, then return true. So now if while this is false, then you want to keep it inside this while loop, but when it becomes true, it breaks this while loop. So that's what the whole reason why I wrote this while loop. While it's inside this while loop,